Welcome back to Mysterious Mythology. Today, we'll be diving into the Titanomachy, the epic war between Titans and Olympians, and the establishment of Olympian order. In the vast expanse of nothingness, where time had not yet begun its unending march, there existed a primordial state known as chaos. This chaos was not a void of emptiness, but a formless, boundless expanse, a churning potential from which all things would eventually spring forth. In this swirling prelude to creation, there lay the seeds of the cosmos, waiting to be realized. It was a realm of infinite possibilities, where the first whispers of existence began to stir and coalesce into the entities that would shape the universe. From this primordial chaos emerged the first entities, each distinct and powerful in their own right. Among these was Gaia, the Earth, a living, breathing entity that would become the foundation upon which the world would be built. Gaia was the embodiment of the fertile ground, the nurturing mother from whom life would spring. Her presence marked the beginning of form and substance, a contrast to the formlessness of chaos. She was vast and enduring, destined to support the myriad creatures and beings that would inhabit her surface. Alongside Gaia, Tartarus came into being. Tartarus was not just a place but a presence, a deep and shadowy abyss that lay beneath the earth. It was a realm of darkness and confinement, destined to hold the most fearsome and powerful beings that would later arise. Tartarus was as ancient as Gaia, yet its nature was one of imprisonment and boundary, a stark counterbalance to the nurturing aspect of Gaia. It would become a place of exile and punishment, a necessary counterpart to the burgeoning life above. Eros also emerged from chaos, an entity of profound significance. Eros was the force of attraction, an elemental power that would drive the creation and perpetuation of life. Unlike the physical manifestations of Gaia and Tartarus, Eros was a more abstract force, yet no less vital. It was through Eros that the bonds between entities were formed, encouraging union and creation. This force would play a crucial role in the unfolding narrative of the cosmos, ensuring that life would not only begin, but continue to thrive and evolve. These primordial beings existed in a nascent universe, setting the stage for the events that would follow. Each played a critical role in the formation of the cosmos, shaping the very fabric of reality. Gaia, as the Earth, provided the fertile ground for life, while Tartarus offered a place of confinement and boundary. Eros, with its power of attraction, ensured that the forces at play would interact and combine, leading to the emergence of new forms and entities. In this early stage, the universe was still young and undefined, a canvas upon which the drama of creation would unfold. The interactions between these primordial forces would lead to the birth of new entities, each adding their own element to the growing complexity of the cosmos. As Gaia spread her influence, the Earth began to take shape, a solid foundation amidst the swirling chaos. Tartarus, deep and foreboding, lay in wait beneath the surface, ready to fulfill its role as a place of confinement. Eros, ever present, subtly guided the forces of creation, ensuring the continuation of the cosmic dance. Thus, from the primordial chaos, the first entities emerged, each with their own role to play in the unfolding story of the universe. These foundational beings set the stage for the events to come, laying the groundwork for the rich tapestry of life and existence that would follow. In the beginning, there was chaos, and from chaos came Gaia, Tartarus, and Eros, the first actors in the grand narrative of creation. As the primordial forces continued to shape the nascent universe, the emergence of Gaia, Tartarus, and Eros set in motion a series of events that would lead to the creation of more complex entities and the unfolding of a grand cosmic narrative. Following their emergence, these entities began to exert their influences, intertwining and interacting in ways that would give rise to new forms and beings. Gaia, with her vast expanse, began to solidify, creating the first landscapes, mountains, and valleys that would provide a home for future life. Her nurturing presence allowed for the gradual development of ecosystems, each uniquely adapted to the conditions she provided. Tartarus, meanwhile, remained a looming presence beneath the surface, its shadowy depths untouched by the light of creation above. It was a realm of mystery and potential, a place where the most powerful and fearsome entities would eventually be confined. The existence of Tartarus as a boundary and a place of punishment established a necessary balance within the cosmos, ensuring that the forces of creation did not spiral into unchecked chaos. Its presence was a reminder of the duality inherent in the universe, where light and darkness, creation and confinement, existed in a delicate equilibrium. Eros, ever the subtle force of attraction, began to weave connections between the emerging entities. This power of attraction was not limited to the physical realm, but extended to the very essence of existence, encouraging the formation of bonds that would lead to the creation of new beings. Through Eros, the universe began to experience a sense of unity and cohesion, as disparate elements were drawn together to form harmonious wholes. This force was instrumental in the genesis of new life, driving the processes of change and evolution that would continue to shape the cosmos. As these primordial forces continued their work, the first generation of divine beings began to emerge. These were the Titans, powerful entities born of Gaia and the sky, which had now taken shape above her. The Titans were embodiments of the natural world, each representing different aspects of the universe. They were beings of immense power and influence, destined to play significant roles in the unfolding drama of creation. Among them were Oceanus, the embodiment of the seas, and Hyperion, the personification of the sun, each contributing their own unique characteristics to the growing complexity of the cosmos. The interactions between these new entities and the primordial forces laid the groundwork for the next stage of creation. The Titans, with their diverse powers and attributes, began to influence the world around them, shaping the environment and establishing the cycles of nature that would govern the universe. Oceanus, with his vast watery domain, brought forth the oceans and rivers, while Hyperion's radiant presence illuminated the sky, marking the passage of time with the cycle of day and night. As the Titans established their dominion, the universe continued to evolve, becoming ever more intricate and interconnected. The presence of Eros ensured that the bonds between entities remained strong, fostering cooperation and harmony. However, the existence of Tartarus as a place of confinement also introduced the potential for conflict and discord, as the balance between creation and destruction remained a constant tension within the cosmic order. In this dynamic environment, the stage was set for the emergence of even more complex forms of life. The interplay between the primordial forces and the newly emerged Titans created a fertile ground for the development of new beings, each adding their own layer of complexity to the tapestry of existence. The universe, once a formless expanse of potential, was now a vibrant and diverse realm, teeming with life and activity. The seeds of the cosmos had begun to bear fruit, and the story of creation was only just beginning, with countless chapters yet to unfold. The Titans, having emerged into a universe still in its formative stages, began to assert their influence over the burgeoning cosmos. Their reign signaled a new era, one characterized by both creativity and conflict, as these powerful beings sought to establish their dominion over the earth and sky. The Titans, each embodying fundamental aspects of the natural world, brought order and structure to the chaotic energies that had previously dominated. Under their rule, the universe became a more predictable and stable environment, setting the stage for the complex interplay of forces that would follow. The rule of the Titans was marked by the establishment of natural laws and cycles. The regularity of day and night, the ebb and flow of the tides, and the changing of the seasons were all manifestations of their influence. These cycles were not merely physical phenomena, but were imbued with a divine presence, reflecting the Titans' connection to the very fabric of existence. Their influence extended beyond the physical realm, affecting the spiritual and metaphysical aspects of the universe as well. This period saw the emergence of rituals and traditions that honored the Titans and sought to maintain harmony with their powerful energies. As the Titans continued to shape the world, they began to form alliances and rivalries among themselves. These relationships were complex and multifaceted, reflecting the diverse personalities and ambitions of these mighty beings. Some Titans sought to expand their influence, while others focused on preserving the balance of the universe. These differing goals sometimes led to conflicts, as the Titans vied for dominance and sought to impose their will upon the cosmos. These struggles were not merely battles of strength, but were also contests of wit and strategy, as the Titans used their unique abilities to outmaneuver their rivals. One of the most significant developments during the Titans' reign was the emergence of their offspring, who would play crucial roles in the unfolding narrative of the cosmos. These children, born of divine parentage, inherited the power and attributes of their forebears, yet they were also distinct entities in their own right. Among them were figures who would later rise to prominence, challenging the established order and reshaping the world according to their visions. The existence of these new beings added another layer of complexity to the cosmic order, as their ambitions and desires intersected with those of the Titans. The reign of the Titans was not without its challenges. As the universe continued to evolve, new forces emerged that threatened to upset the delicate balance they had established. These forces were both internal and external, arising from the ever-changing dynamics of the cosmos. The Titans, powerful as they were, found themselves facing unforeseen obstacles that tested their resolve and adaptability. Their ability to navigate these challenges would determine the future course of the universe and the role they would play in its ongoing development. In response to these challenges, the Titans began to explore new realms of influence, seeking to expand their dominion beyond the physical world. They delved into the mysteries of existence, uncovering hidden truths and unlocking new powers that would aid them in their quest for supremacy. This exploration led to the development of new technologies and practices, as the Titans harnessed the energies of the cosmos to enhance their abilities and secure their positions of power. These innovations, while sometimes controversial, were instrumental in shaping the future of the universe and laying the groundwork for the next stage of its evolution. The rise and rule of the Titans represented a pivotal moment in the history of the cosmos, as these mighty beings forged a new order from the primordial chaos. Their reign was a time of great creativity and innovation, as they sought to impose their vision upon the universe and secure their legacy for future generations. Yet, even as they achieved great heights, the seeds of their eventual downfall were being sown. The forces of change, ever present and relentless, continued to push the boundaries of what was possible, setting the stage for the next chapter in the grand narrative of creation. The reign of the Titans, while marked by stability and the establishment of cosmic order, was not destined to last indefinitely. As the universe continued to evolve, the seeds of change began to germinate, heralding the arrival of a new generation of divine beings. These were the younger gods, born from the union of the Titans, inheriting their formidable powers, yet possessing ambitions and perspectives that diverged from their progenitors. Among these new entities were figures who would soon challenge the existing order, driven by a desire to carve out their own dominion in the universe. Foremost among these younger gods was Zeus, a figure of immense power and charisma, who emerged as a leader among his peers. Zeus was not content to exist under the shadow of the Titans, and his vision for the cosmos was one of transformation and renewal. He recognized the potential for a new order, one that could harness the creative energies of the universe in ways that the Titans had not envisioned. This burgeoning ambition set the stage for a confrontation that would reshape the cosmic landscape. The tensions between the Titans and the younger gods grew over time, as the latter began to assert their independence and challenge the authority of their forebears. The younger gods, with their unique abilities and perspectives, found themselves increasingly at odds with the rigid structures imposed by the Titans. This discord was not merely a clash of personalities, but a fundamental conflict between the old and the new, between tradition and innovation. The younger gods sought to break free from the constraints of the past, to forge a future that reflected their aspirations and ideals. Zeus, recognizing the necessity of allies in his quest to overthrow the Titans, began to gather supporters among the younger gods. These included his siblings, such as Hera, Poseidon, and Hades, each bringing their own strengths to the burgeoning rebellion. Together, they formed a formidable coalition, united by a shared vision of a new order in the cosmos. This alliance was not built solely on familial bonds, but was also a strategic partnership, as each member recognized the benefits of cooperation in their struggle against the Titans. The rebellion of the younger gods was a monumental undertaking, requiring careful planning and coordination. Zeus, as the leader of this insurrection, demonstrated remarkable strategic acumen, orchestrating the efforts of his allies to maximize their effectiveness. The younger gods employed both their innate powers and the knowledge they had acquired to challenge the Titans' dominion. This included harnessing the elemental forces of the universe, as well as employing cunning and guile to outmaneuver their opponents. The conflict between the younger gods and the Titans escalated into a full-scale war known as the Titanomachy. This epic struggle was fought across the vast expanse of the cosmos, with both sides wielding incredible power in their bid for supremacy. The Titans, entrenched in their positions of authority, were formidable adversaries, drawing upon the ancient forces they had long controlled. However, the younger gods, driven by their desire for change and empowered by their alliance, proved to be tenacious and resourceful opponents. As the war raged on, the younger gods demonstrated their ability to adapt and innovate, using their diverse talents to exploit the Titans' weaknesses. The conflict was not merely a test of strength, but also a battle of wits, as each side sought to outthink and outmaneuver the other. The younger gods, under Zeus's leadership, employed a combination of direct confrontation and strategic deception to gain the upper hand. This approach, combined with their growing mastery of the cosmic forces, gradually shifted the balance of power in their favor. The turning point in the Titanomachy came when the younger gods secured the support of other powerful entities within the cosmos. Among these were the Cyclopes and the Hecatonchires, ancient beings who had been imprisoned by the Titans in the depths of Tartarus. Recognizing the potential allies in their struggle, Zeus and his siblings freed these mighty creatures, enlisting their aid in the battle against the Titans. The Cyclopes, with their unparalleled craftsmanship, provided the younger gods with powerful weapons, while the Hecatonchires, with their immense strength, became invaluable assets in the war effort. With these new allies, the younger gods launched a renewed offensive against the Titans, their combined forces proving to be a formidable adversary. The tide of the conflict began to turn, as the younger gods pressed their advantage, driving the Titans back and gaining ground in their quest for victory. The war, which had seemed destined to drag on indefinitely, now appeared to be reaching a decisive conclusion. In the final stages of the Titanomachy, the younger gods mounted a coordinated assault on the stronghold of the Titans, determined to bring an end to their reign. This climactic battle was a testament to the resolve and ingenuity of the younger gods, as they employed every resource at their disposal to overcome the entrenched defenses of their adversaries. The Titans, though powerful, found themselves outmatched by the relentless onslaught of their opponents, who fought with the conviction of those who believed in the righteousness of their cause. Ultimately, the younger gods emerged victorious, their triumph marking the end of the Titans' dominion and the beginning of a new era in the cosmos. The Titans, defeated and humbled, were cast into the depths of Tartarus, where they would remain as prisoners, a reminder of the consequences of resisting change. The younger gods, led by Zeus, assumed their place as the new rulers of the cosmos, their victory heralding a period of renewal and transformation. With the fall of the Titans, the younger gods set about establishing their own order, one that reflected their vision for the universe. This new era was characterized by a greater emphasis on balance and harmony, as the younger gods sought to integrate the lessons of the past with their aspirations for the future. Under their guidance, the cosmos continued to evolve, becoming a more dynamic and interconnected realm, where the forces of creation and change were allowed to flourish. The birth and rebellion of the younger gods represented a pivotal moment in the history of the cosmos, as it marked the transition from one era to another. This period of upheaval and transformation set the stage for the continued evolution of the universe, as the younger gods, now in positions of power, sought to shape the cosmos according to their ideals. The legacy of their rebellion would resonate throughout the ages, influencing the unfolding narrative of creation and ensuring that the forces of change remained an integral part of the cosmic order. The Titanomachy, having reached a fever pitch, unfolded as a defining conflict that reshaped the cosmic order. As the younger gods, led by Zeus, engaged in their relentless campaign against the Titans, the battles became increasingly intense and widespread. The cosmos itself seemed to tremble under the weight of their struggle, with the very fabric of reality rippling from the immense forces unleashed by both sides. Each confrontation brought new challenges, as the Titans, with their ancient wisdom and formidable powers, adapted their strategies to counter the unexpected ingenuity of the younger gods. Amidst this cosmic warfare, Zeus and his siblings sought to exploit every advantage. They understood that the key to victory lay in both strength and strategy. Zeus, with his unparalleled leadership, orchestrated a series of tactical maneuvers designed to undermine the Titans' strongholds. He dispatched his allies on missions to disrupt the Titans' supply lines and weaken their defenses. These operations required not only brute force, but also cunning, as the younger gods employed deception and subterfuge to outwit their adversaries. The Cyclopes, liberated earlier from their imprisonment, played a crucial role in these efforts. Their skill in forging weapons proved invaluable, as they crafted thunderbolts for Zeus, powerful tools of destruction that became synonymous with his might. These thunderbolts, imbued with the raw energy of the cosmos, were wielded with devastating effect, capable of shattering even the most fortified of the Titans' defenses. The Cyclopes' contributions extended beyond weaponry. Their knowledge of the Titans' weaknesses provided the younger gods with crucial insights that helped turn the tide of battle. As the war progressed, alliances shifted and new players entered the fray. Among these were the Hecatoncheires, whose formidable strength was unmatched. These hundred-handed giants, once imprisoned by the Titans, now found purpose in aiding the younger gods. Their sheer physical power became a decisive factor in several key battles, where their ability to simultaneously wield multiple weapons created chaos within the Titans' ranks. Their presence on the battlefield was a testament to the younger gods' ability to forge alliances with those who had been wronged by the Titans' rule. The Titans, for their part, were not without their own formidable assets. Their deep connection to the primordial forces of the universe allowed them to draw upon a wellspring of power that the younger gods had yet to fully comprehend. Titans like Hyperion and Oceanus used their elemental control to unleash devastating natural phenomena against their foes. Hyperion's mastery over the sun manifested in blinding solar flares that scorched the earth, while Oceanus summoned massive tidal waves to sweep away the younger gods' forces. These demonstrations of power were not merely attacks, but also served as reminders of the Titans' enduring connection to the very elements that composed the cosmos. In one of the war's most pivotal moments, Zeus led a daring assault on Mount Othrys, the Titans' central stronghold. This fortress, perched atop a mountain, was both a symbol of the Titans' dominion and a formidable bastion of their power. The battle for Mount Othrys was fierce and prolonged, with both sides committing their full might to the confrontation. The younger gods, driven by their desire to establish a new order, fought with unparalleled determination, while the Titans, aware that their rule was being threatened, defended their position with ferocity. The struggle for Mount Othrys was marked by intense combat and strategic brilliance. Zeus, wielding his thunderbolts, led the charge, his presence inspiring his allies to new heights of courage. Hera, with her strategic acumen, coordinated the forces of the younger gods, ensuring that their attacks were both synchronized and relentless. Poseidon, with his command over the seas, unleashed torrents of water to undermine the Titans' defenses, while Hades, harnessing the shadows, sowed confusion among their ranks. Despite their formidable resistance, the Titans found themselves gradually overwhelmed by the relentless assault. The younger gods, with their superior coordination and the element of surprise, managed to breach the defenses of Mount Othrys. The battle reached its climax as Zeus confronted Cronus, the leader of the Titans and his own father. This encounter was fraught with both personal and cosmic significance, representing the culmination of the younger gods' rebellion against the old order. The confrontation between Zeus and Cronus was a titanic clash, the outcome of which would determine the fate of the cosmos. Zeus, drawing upon the combined power of his allies and the weapons crafted by the Cyclopes, engaged Cronus in a duel that shook the heavens. The battle was fierce and evenly matched, with each combatant wielding their powers to devastating effect. Zeus, however, driven by the vision of a new era, ultimately gained the upper hand, using his thunderbolts to subdue Cronus and bring an end to the Titans' reign. With the fall of Cronus, the remaining Titans were swiftly defeated. The younger gods, now victorious, claimed Mount Othrys as their own, symbolizing the dawn of a new era. The Titans, their power broken, were cast into Tartarus, where they would remain imprisoned, their defeat serving as a cautionary tale of the dangers of resisting the inexorable forces of change. The victory of the younger gods marked a turning point in the cosmic narrative, heralding a new age of divine rule under Zeus's leadership. The cosmos, once dominated by the Titans, now entered a period of transformation and renewal, as the younger gods set about establishing their own order. This new era was characterized by a more dynamic and interconnected universe, where the forces of creation and change were allowed to flourish. The Titanomachy, with its epic battles and monumental shifts in power, left an indelible mark on the cosmos. The younger gods, having emerged victorious, were now tasked with the responsibility of shaping the future of the universe. Their victory was not merely a triumph of strength, but also a testament to their ability to adapt and innovate, qualities that would serve them well as they embarked on the next chapter of their cosmic journey. With the Titans vanquished and the younger gods firmly in control, the cosmos entered a period of reconstruction and reorganization. The Olympians, led by Zeus, set about establishing their new dominion, reshaping the remnants of the old order to reflect their vision. This era was marked by the creation of Mount Olympus, a magnificent abode that would serve as the seat of their power and the epicenter of divine activity. The construction of Olympus was a monumental task, involving the combined efforts of the gods to fashion a place befitting their status. Its towering peaks and majestic halls became a symbol of the new era, embodying the strength and unity of the Olympian rulers. As the Olympians settled into their new roles, they began to delineate responsibilities and domains among themselves, ensuring that each deity had a specific area of influence. Zeus, as the sovereign of the gods, assumed the role of overseer, ensuring that harmony and order prevailed in the cosmos. His leadership was characterized by a balance of power and diplomacy, as he navigated the complex relationships between the gods and their respective domains. Hera, his consort, took on the mantle of protector of marriage and family, her influence extending into the mortal realm, where she was venerated for her role in safeguarding the sanctity of these institutions. Poseidon, with his dominion over the seas, continued to shape the waters of the earth, his power manifesting in the tides and storms that influenced both divine and mortal affairs. Hades, meanwhile, presided over the underworld, a realm that remained shrouded in mystery and governed by its own set of rules. This division of realms ensured that each god had a distinct sphere of influence, allowing for a more organized and efficient governance of the universe. The Olympians, in their quest to establish a new order, also sought to redefine their relationship with humanity. Unlike the Titans, whose rule was often distant and impersonal, the Olympians took a more active interest in mortal affairs. They engaged with humans through a variety of means, including oracles, dreams, and direct intervention. This interaction was not solely benevolent, it was also a means of asserting their authority and ensuring that the reverence and worship they demanded were duly accorded. The Olympians' involvement in human affairs led to the development of a rich tapestry of myths and legends, each illustrating the complex and often capricious nature of their interactions with mankind. In this newly established order, the Olympians faced the challenge of maintaining their rule in the face of potential threats, both internal and external. The memory of the Titanomachy served as a constant reminder of the fragility of power and the necessity of vigilance. To this end, the Olympians fortified their defenses, both physical and metaphysical, to guard against any resurgence of Titan influence or the emergence of new adversaries. This period of consolidation saw the strengthening of alliances among the gods, as they recognized the importance of unity in preserving their dominion. As the Olympians continued to shape the cosmos, they also turned their attention to the cultivation of culture and civilization among humans. They inspired the development of arts, sciences, and philosophies, each god contributing their unique attributes to the enrichment of human society. Athena, for example, became a patron of wisdom and warfare, guiding humans in the pursuit of knowledge and strategic thought. Apollo, with his gifts of music and prophecy, fostered the growth of artistic expression and the exploration of the divine through oracular insights. These contributions were not merely acts of benevolence, but were also strategic measures to ensure that humanity remained aligned with the values and ideals of the Olympian order. Despite the relative stability of this new era, the Olympians were not immune to conflict and discord. The interplay of their personalities and ambitions often led to disputes and rivalries, which, while not as cataclysmic as the Titanomachy, still posed challenges to their unity. These internal conflicts were characterized by a complex web of alliances and enmities as the gods navigated their relationships with one another. Such disputes were often resolved through negotiations, contests, or interventions by Zeus, whose role as the arbiter of divine justice was crucial in maintaining harmony among the gods. The Olympian era, with its blend of divine power and human interaction, set the stage for an age of myth and legend. The stories of the gods' exploits, their triumphs and failures, and their interactions with humanity became an integral part of the cultural fabric of the ancient world. These narratives, passed down through generations, served not only as entertainment, but also as moral and ethical guides, reflecting the values and complexities of the societies that revered the Olympians. As the Olympians solidified their rule, the universe continued to evolve, shaped by the forces of creation and change that had been set in motion in the primordial past. The legacy of the Titanomachy and the rise of the Olympians was a testament to the enduring power of transformation and the ever-present potential for renewal within the cosmos. This dynamic interplay of stability and change ensured that the narrative of the universe remained vibrant and ever unfolding, with each new chapter building upon the foundations laid by those that came before. The establishment of the Olympian order heralded a new epoch of governance and cosmic equilibrium, as the younger gods, now ascendant, set about crafting a world that would reflect their ideals and aspirations. The Olympians, with Zeus at their helm, embarked on a monumental task of creating a structured and harmonious universe where divine influence was both pervasive and benevolent. This new order was characterized by a blend of divine authority and mortal interaction, as the gods sought to maintain balance and ensure the flourishing of life across the cosmos. The construction of Mount Olympus as the divine seat of power was a significant undertaking, symbolizing the stability and grandeur of the new regime. Its towering presence served as a constant reminder of the gods' supremacy and their commitment to overseeing the universe's affairs. The Olympians, each with their designated domains, worked in concert to manage the natural and supernatural elements of existence. This collaborative approach ensured that the cosmos operated smoothly, with each deity contributing their unique strengths to the collective welfare. In the realm of the mortals, the Olympians' influence was both direct and indirect. They were revered through elaborate rituals and offerings, which reinforced the connection between the divine and human worlds. Temples dedicated to the gods dotted the landscapes, serving as centers of worship and cultural exchange. These sacred spaces were not only places of reverence, but also hubs of learning and community, where knowledge and tradition were preserved and propagated. The Olympians, through their oracles and emissaries, provided guidance and wisdom, shaping the moral and ethical frameworks of human societies. The Olympian era saw a proliferation of myths and legends that encapsulated the exploits and interactions of the gods. These narratives, rich in detail and allegory, were passed down through generations, becoming integral to the cultural identity of the people. They provided insights into the complexities of the divine personalities and their relationships with one another and with humanity. The tales of heroism, love, betrayal, and redemption served as both entertainment and moral instruction, reflecting the multifaceted nature of existence under the Olympian order. As the Olympians solidified their rule, they faced the ongoing challenge of preserving harmony amidst the diverse and often conflicting elements of the cosmos. This required constant vigilance and adaptability, as the forces of change and creation continued to shape the universe. The gods, aware of the potential for discord, employed their wisdom and foresight to anticipate and mitigate conflicts. Their ability to navigate these challenges was a testament to their enduring commitment to maintaining the delicate balance of power and influence. The Olympians' relationship with humanity was marked by a dynamic interplay of benevolence and authority. They bestowed gifts and favors upon those who honored them, rewarding piety and devotion with prosperity and protection. Conversely, they were swift to punish hubris and transgression, ensuring that the divine order was respected and upheld. This duality of reward and retribution reinforced the social and moral codes that governed human behavior, instilling a sense of accountability and reverence for the divine. In the natural world, the Olympians' influence was evident in the rhythms and cycles that governed the earth. The changing seasons, the ebb and flow of tides, and the passage of time were manifestations of their divine presence, reflecting the orderly progression of life and creation. The gods, through their control of the elements, ensured that the natural world remained in harmony, providing a stable and nurturing environment for all living beings. The legacy of the Olympian order was one of enduring impact and transformation. Their reign, characterized by both continuity and change, left an indelible mark on the cosmos and its inhabitants. The structures and systems they established provided a framework for stability and growth, allowing the universe to evolve in ways that reflected the values and ideals of its divine rulers. The Olympians, through their stewardship, ensured that the forces of creation and change remained in balance, guiding the cosmos toward a future of possibility and promise. As the narrative of the Olympians unfolded, it became clear that their influence extended far beyond the confines of the divine realm. Their interactions with humanity, their stewardship of the natural world, and their governance of the cosmos were all integral to the unfolding story of creation. The Olympians, through their actions and decisions, shaped the trajectory of the universe, leaving a lasting legacy that would continue to resonate through the ages. The conclusion of the Olympian era marked the culmination of a grand narrative, one that celebrated the triumphs and challenges of divine rule. The gods, having established their dominion, left an enduring imprint on the world, their stories and deeds woven into the fabric of existence. The legacy of their reign was a testament to the enduring power of transformation and the perpetual potential for renewal within the cosmos, ensuring that the narrative of the universe would continue to unfold, ever vibrant and ever evolving. Thank you for watching Mysterious Mythology. Don't forget to subscribe for more tales from mythology and hit the bell icon to stay updated.